In the autumn of 1944, the city of Aachen became the stage for one of the most significant and brutal battles fought by Allied forces on German soil during the Second World War. Located just across the German border near Belgium and the Netherlands, Aachen held immense symbolic and strategic importance. It was the first major German city to be assaulted by Allied ground forces, and its fall would signal that the war had decisively crossed into the heart of Nazi Germany. For centuries, Aachen had been a city of deep historical meaning. It was the imperial capital of Charlemagne and a powerful symbol of German identity. By September 1944, however, it had become a fortress city surrounded by elements of the Siegfried Line, a vast system of bunkers, pillboxes, trenches, and dragon's teeth designed to halt any Allied invasion from the west. Adolf Hitler ordered that Aachen be held at all costs, declaring it a Festung, or fortress city, whose defenders were forbidden to retreat. The American forces tasked with capturing Aachen belonged primarily to the U.S. First Army. Their objective was clear: breach the Siegfried Line, encircle the city, and force its surrender. But what awaited them was some of the fiercest urban combat American troops had yet experienced in Europe. By late September, U.S. units began advancing toward Aachen from both the north and south in an effort to encircle the city. Progress was slow and costly. German defenders, including regular army units, Waffen-SS troops, Volksgrenadiers, and even teenage members of the Hitler Youth, fought with determination, using the city's dense urban layout to their advantage. Streets were mined, buildings were fortified, and snipers occupied upper floors and church towers. As American troops closed in, artillery and air power were used extensively to weaken German defenses. Entire neighborhoods were reduced to rubble. What had once been a historic city became a maze of shattered buildings, collapsed walls, and smoke-filled streets. Civilians who had not fled were trapped in cellars, enduring days and weeks of bombardment with little food or water. By October 11, 1944, U.S. forces had fully encircled Aachen. The Germans inside the city were now cut off from reinforcements and supplies, but Hitler's orders remained unchanged. Surrender was forbidden. The city's defense was placed under the command of Colonel Gerhard Wilk, who faced overwhelming odds. The battle for Aachen quickly turned into a brutal house-to-house fight. American infantry advanced building by building, often using explosives to breach walls rather than exposing themselves in the open streets. Flamethrowers, grenades, and close-range gunfire became the primary weapons of the fight. German defenders responded with ambushes, booby traps, and counterattacks launched from hidden positions beneath the rubble. One of the most heavily contested locations was Aachen Cathedral, a historic landmark dating back over 1,000 years. Though the Allies attempted to avoid destroying it, fighting raged in the surrounding area, and the ancient structure suffered damage during the battle. The presence of such historic sites underscored the tragic cost of urban warfare, where military necessity often clashed with cultural preservation. As the days passed, German resistance weakened. Ammunition and medical supplies ran dangerously low, and casualties mounted. Inside the city, conditions became desperate. Wounded soldiers were treated in makeshift aid stations, often without proper equipment. Civilians emerged from cellars waving white cloths, hoping to signal surrender or escape the fighting. On October 21, 1944, after 10 days of intense urban combat, Colonel Wilk made the decision to surrender Aachen. Approximately 5,000 German soldiers laid down their arms. The city, devastated and largely in ruins, fell into American hands. Aachen had become the first German city to be captured by the Western Allies. The cost of victory was high. U.S. forces suffered thousands of casualties during the battle, while German losses were even greater, including those killed, wounded, and taken prisoner. For the civilians of Aachen, the battle left lasting scars. Much of the city had been destroyed, and recovery would take years. Strategically, the capture of Aachen marked a turning point. It proved that the Siegfried Line was not impenetrable and demonstrated that Allied forces could fight and win in heavily defended German cities. Psychologically, it shattered the myth of invincibility surrounding Germany's western defenses and signaled to both soldiers and civilians that the war was rapidly approaching its final phase. Yet the battle also served as a grim preview of what lay ahead. The intense fighting in Aachen foreshadowed the even bloodier battles to come. In the Hurtgen Forest, during the Battle of the Bulge, and eventually in cities like Cologne and Berlin. Urban warfare in Germany would be slow, destructive, and unforgiving. Today, Aachen stands rebuilt, its cathedral restored, and its streets once again filled with life. But beneath the modern city lies the memory of October 1944, when history, ideology, and military necessity collided in one of the most brutal urban battles fought by American forces in the Second World War. Make sure to subscribe to History Safe for more restored color footage from history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and leave a comment down below.